Today's officials, Kathy Lonergan, Tom Danaher, and Norma Jones are underway. In the maroon, Iona in the white. The Foxes, nice check there by Bieber, coming back on Flores. Del Falco heading. Bieber out there with Horvath and Pettijohn. Pettijohn playing with a heavily taped ankle. She injured in yesterday's semis. Bieber knocked around, picked up by Elisa Kresge. Kresge out there with Fitz, Dahlman, Flores, and Viani. Marist coming off wins against Manhattan and Siena. Won the regular season crown with a 17-1 record.
And Bieber matching up against Fitz, and it's a good matchup because Bieber's size will alter Fitz's shooting. Fitz is one of those players that might stand 6'1", but her arms make her about 6'5" in play.
Flores, because of the shot clock dwindling at 3 seconds, called for the offensive foul, tried to do too much with the ball.
And Pettijohn stepped in and did a nice job here. Now remember, Pettijohn has that bad ankle. She's playing in an air cast, which allows her ankle to be stable, but it sort of limits her lateral movement. We'll have to watch her during the game because she's really the hub of the offense for this Iona team.
Native of Gearing, Nebraska, said that she slept last night with her leg up on a couple pillows. Bieber for the jumper. Early Gale lead.
Coach Pizzelli talked with us at the start of the game, as he always does, before tap-up, and what he said was they were going to try to get Bieber some shots at the elbows and not necessarily keep her in the post the entire game.
She's had good games against Marist, and she's had poor games. He hopes that it's going to be the good one today. They need that to get the W against the defending champs.
Well, she's not going to beat them on the bench, so she has to stay out of early foul trouble.
Gorgeous pass by Viani, setting up Dahlman to tie it. Horvath, 4 straight years, over 100 assists per year. Here's Hedden from deep.
And Iona's doing something that they did not do in their first contest. They were settling for one pass around the perimeter and the kickback. Now they're completing it with 2. And you'll see that will open up weak side shooting all afternoon long.
Flores pushing it up. She's taken several shots early into this one. 2 minutes in. Really 10 seconds gone off the clock. That's Pettijohn. Like you mentioned, playing with a bum ankle. The block by Dahlman. The steal by Pettijohn, and another block this time by Fitz.
And those are Fitz's long arms. She just can alter so many shots.
You said you were asking Fitz how long she thought her arms was?
Well, she loved that they were about 9 feet long.
Unbelievable. Viani gets fouled on her dribble drive to the basket.
Bieber started the game obsessed. She starts with a terrific block on the defensive end and a nice short jumper on the offensive end. She was also part of a great assist combination. She's just picked up her first foul.
There's the good game. There's the bad game that we just mentioned. 9 of 16 from the field. Mozella told us prior to the game that she'll probably have to step out on the perimeter and shoot, and that's what she did just moments ago. And Viani's at the free throw line. Viani really struggling from the perimeter. Normally a very good outside shooter, and she's hit that sophomore wall, so to speak, but she buries a couple there on the norm. Shoots 76% from the line.
But she's got a great stroke, so it's just a matter of time before she shoots her way back into the shooting form that we know she has.
Marist was #1 in the league this year, shooting nearly 73% per game. Horvath picked up there by Flores. Pettijohn got the inside block.
Well, you're not going to keep a senior off the floor unless she's in really some serious pain.
Well, Tony Pizzella said that he actually thought negatively about playing her today, but she came to him and said, "Hey, Coach, I'm a senior. This could be it. I need to play." And so far, she's been able to endure the pain. Over on the wing, it's Kresge. A lot of defenses slough off for her. And that's an air ball attempt. Dahlman couldn't beat the clock.
Dahlman does a nice job on the boards. She had a good game yesterday. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday, Iona was worried that they would be playing without a senior. She went to the floor, went to the bench. She got taped up tight, hobbled her way back in there again. And the second time that she was in the game, one of her teammates fell on her ankle, and we saw her break down in tears.
Weber for the runner. Weber in the putback. Fitz for the clear. Fitz has had back-to-back double-doubles in this tournament. Just a freshman. Seven Hills, Ohio, her hometown. 4 minutes gone. 7-4 Gales. MAAC championship game from here in Bridgeport.
Iona's doing a very nice job on the defensive end.
Foxes seem a little bit tight in the early going. 4 straight years they've been here. Fitz for the follow.
And those are the long arms that we mentioned. She just has the ability to go over her opponent without fouling and snatching the ball.
Weber, good look again. Fitz another clear.
She's getting good looks and short-range jumpers, but she's rushing a little bit.
Kresge sets up Viati, driving. Clear by Weber. Weber averaged nearly 7 rebounds a game this year. Played only in half of the games for Tony Bozella's group, and that's because she went through some surgery on her Achilles tendon. And they didn't start playing her until later December.
Well, Weber on that defensive series could have and would have in the past tried to block the shot. Instead, she stepped away and got in good rebounding position.
Betta John, another shot altered. Kresge to lead him out. The all-time assist maker in Marist history. Fitz got hammered and put it in. Foxes get their first lead at 8-7. Weber again.
Well, when she does get in the post, she's going to attract an awful lot of attention. She's either going to get fouled or surrounded by 3 Marist players.
Rachel Fitz, the MAAC Rookie of the Year, has been around championship ball for the first time here today as we head to break number 2.
Canisius College in the city of Buffalo, one of 28 Jesuit universities across the nation, offering more than 70 undergraduate and graduate programs in the liberal arts, business, and education. Canisius prepares graduates to become leaders in their professions and in their communities. Personal attention, internships, service learning, and co-curricular activities provide opportunities to expand leadership skills and launch successful careers and lives. Canisius College, where leaders are made.
Back here in Bridgeport, early going, tight one. Marist leads it 8-7 as we take a look now at our series history brought to you by Pontiac. 32nd meeting. As you see, Marist leading the overall series. They've won the 13 in a row and winning a tight one in the MAAC semifinals a year ago. Pontiac, the official performance machines of the NCAA and the MAAC. Joanne Smith checking in first time today for the Gales, attired in those maroon uniforms with the gold and white trim. She wears number 11. Del Falco, a good outside shooter. Really bailed them out the other day in the first game when she nailed a three-pointer late in the contest to give them a 4-point lead against St. Peter's. Weber back to the act.
And Jessica Anger, she had the Pepsi player of the game yesterday, is in the game now. Weber's doing a nice job now. She's reading where the rebounds are going. She's just a little tight, and you can see it. She has to take a breath before she takes a shot.
Well, she mentioned to you the other day she had 5 cups of coffee and was raring to go.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, she's running as if she's had 5 cups of coffees right now. She has to slow down a little bit. She's hurting herself with her own emotion.
Checking in first time today is Courtney Colasar, as Flores had picked up her second personal foul. Colasar, a very good outside shooter. She really hurt the Saints yesterday with some big threes.
Well, Coach Georges calls her his designated zone buster because she can set up and hit the 3 against the zone.
Miss Kresge doesn't shoot the ball a lot. She kept it alive. Kresge, once again, the top defensive player of the MAAC for the 3rd consecutive year. Voted on by the coaches. Pass attempted there to Fitz, slapped out by Anger.
Kresge is just the engine that makes this train run. She just does it all and quietly goes about her business of just winning ball games.
4th consecutive appearance in the championship game. She's been here since her freshman year, and each time Marist has made the playoffs, a couple times making NCAA appearances. Cut for Fitz, and she gets hammered.
That's her first, as Anger's first foul. Rachel Fitz did a nice job on this fake of a screen. It appears as if she's going to set an on-ball screen and then dive to the basket. Nice look.
A couple fouls now on the Gales. Averaging a double-double so far in the tournament, and if she has a good effort today, Marist wins, she could garner the MVP of the postseason. That was attained last year by her frontline mate, Meg Dahlman.
Hey, she is, it's hard to believe when you watch her play that she's a freshman. When you talk with her in an interview, you know she's young, but that's the only time that you realize that she's just 18 years old and just a force to be reckoned with on the basketball court.
You've heard a coach speak, they say all the right things. You hear a player speak, she says all the right things. Every time you ask her about individual accomplishments, she talks about team.
Yeah, she's all about team. She loves playing for Marist. Kresge's got her head down on the other end of the court here. Looks like she may have gotten hurt. And this is where you see it. Anger takes the shot, goes over. That's her second. Goes right over, and you see that Weber goes to the bench now. That's her second personal foul. That's huge.
So Weber picks up the second personal foul, and that is something Tony Bozzella has nightmares about, because she can't play if she's next to him. It's been a problem throughout her career. Fitz, long toss for Smerdell for the long one. Smerdell missed the first 2 games in the MAAC tournament because of an ankle problem, but ready to go today.
And Anna McLean, who she had the Pepsi player of the game, is back in the ball game taking Weber's place. And Anna just was wonderful to watch. Yes, a really nice, humble young woman.
Great assist by Tony Horvath, the assist maker leader on the team the last 4 years. Setting up Anger. Here's Kresge for the answer. And Del Falco holding her right wrist went down heavily on the baseline.
These kids are just playing so hard, and they're not leaving anything. They're just throwing their bodies on defense and getting the best that they can out of themselves today.
Trying to flex those fingers, and that is her shooting arm. She's a good three-point shooter.
Here she gets beat. Kresge comes down, and she just falls when she goes backward trying to break her fall.
Gales go now with Smith heading out there. McLean, Anger, and again, good lineup as far as getting the ball inside. Good assist makers on the perimeter, and a foul.
And Anna McLean setting up in that low block. She's a wide body. Smerdell's going to have her work cut out for her. And Smerdell now, you know, she's missed 2 games, Dean. You mentioned that he's kept her out because of her injury. It's going to take her a little while to get in the groove.
She hasn't played in over a week's time. Was injured in the regular season finale late in the ballgame against Fairfield last Sunday. Here's Anger. 2-second violation.
Yeah, McLean stayed in it just a little too long. Was looking for the pass and didn't get it.
Foxes have won 5 in a row. They've had win streaks of 12 and 7 at other times this year. Their 12-game win streak came to an end in Baltimore against Loyola, the only team to beat them, and that was in mid-February. Colasar for the touch-up. Smerdell on a step-out. Marist with a 2-point lead. Kresge hooking for Fitz. And one with Joanne Smith coming in late.
Fitz just catches everything you throw up there. You go up, she snags it out of the air and has a wonderful touch around the basket. You see this little pass. She catches a pass that another player would have fumbled, puts it right back up. She's going to the foul line.
450 years of Jesuit tradition are woven into a Fairfield University education, an education characterized by academic excellence and service to the community. Fairfield's success is fostered by a caring faculty that knows their students as individuals. Located just an hour from New York City, Fairfield University combines a park-like campus conducive to learning with the city's cultural and career advantages. Fairfield University, where education reflects the challenges and opportunities of a changing world.
Welcome back to the MAAC Women's Championship final here in Bridgeport. The two teams had a very key meeting in late February down in New Rochelle. Marist needed the win to clinch the #1 seed. Iona was running for the same type of thing.
Well, Iona played well, but they just couldn't connect inside with Weber. And Meg Dahlman and Rachel Fitz just dominated that day. And the same thing is beginning to happen here now. Weber's on the bench with 2 fouls. She has 3 rebounds and 3 points, but sitting next to Coach Mazzella is not the place that she needs to be.
And that win by Marist gave them the #1 seed in these playoffs. Foul out there for Fitz. Fitz leads all scorers with 8. 3 of 3 from the field, just missing on that free throw attempt. Fitz in the regular season averaged 14.4 a game.
Hedden's been quiet after that big 3. We've not heard a whole lot from her.
Pettijohn got it to McLean. McLean again. There's those long arms of Rachel Fitz.
She just keeps the ball alive on both the defense and offensive end. Fitz just picked up her 200th career rebound. What a freshman season.
Back cut, Vianney, and the finish. Vianney not shooting well from the outside this season, but early in this one today, she's going to the basket a lot more.
Well, she's always had the ability to slice to the basket and put the layup in, and she handles the ball very well.
Biggest lead for Marist at 6. That one wide by Pettijohn, and Fitz has another rebound.
Iona really wasting some time with the dribble.
We're here at the arena. Harbor Yard, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Women's final, Iona and Marist. Along with Cecilia DeMarco, I'm Dean Darling. #1 seed Marist going up against the #2 seeded Gales of Iona, who are in the maroon. Marist in the white. We get a short timeout taken. And Marist now up to a 9-point lead. So the Foxes, the veteran club coming in, when you look at it as far as championship experience is concerned. They took a couple shots to the chin early in this one, but now they come up with a big run.
They have the ability, as Mordell, of course, can hit the 3-point shot. It all starts in the defensive end. When they can rebound, they can get out of the blocks quickly. They can get to the basket. They can make some shots. And when they do this, the Marist team is not the kind of team, Dean, you want to play when they have a lead, because they feel good with the lead, and they're an intelligent ball club and a very well coached. They're not going to let this team back in without a whole lot of effort.
Their forte's defense, and you have to concur. So they're getting it from the 3-point shooting there by Smerdell. They shot 31% in their first 2 games. So now they give a breather to their top player, Rachel Fitz. 10 of the 16 weeks of action, named the MAAC Rookie of the Week. Nobody's come close to doing that in the history of the MAAC, and we're in year number 26. 9-0 run by the Foxes, jumping out after a 10-10 tie. High dribble there. Christina Cook has seen brief action first 2 games of the tournament. The only freshman on the team this year. 14 players returning for the Gales. 2 on the shot clock. The heave by Hedden. 2 triples here in the ballgame.
And we said that if Weber is going to be on the bench, Hedden has to step up. She's the most athletic player out there, and she could really do a nice job of it. She has to look to shoot.
She led them in the regular season. Dahlman goes long. Colasar, shot clock continues to run. Horvath on the overplay against Vianney. And the steal.
Anna McLean had her hands on the ball.
That one wide for Hedden.
You know, we talked early with Coach, and what he said was he just didn't want to make mistakes in the middle of the court. You see this 3, asking for the basketball, just 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Hedden just nails it. That's her second 3 of the game. She has 6 points.
And they will look to Hedden on the perimeter, especially with Weber on the bench with the 2 personal fouls. Colasar left it long that time for Dahlman, deflected by Ageo.
DeFalco's back in the ball game. She's taped that wrist up a little bit.
In East Brunswick, New Jersey, she's had a couple career double-doubles, leading the team in 3-pointers made in the regular season with 48. Colasar will check out.
course,
Brittany
Marist,
Engel is in there.
and of course, Marist can go its bench, get a whole lot from its guard rotation. Heads up play.
Megan Pettijohn deflecting it off the body that time of Smerdell. In the semifinal loss last year to Marist by 1, Martina Weber played a total of 11 minutes, I think, again, because of fouls.
Well, she gets herself in foul trouble, and yeah, I think some of it is frustration foul when the shot doesn't go in, and she goes after it with a vengeance.
Here's Kresge, all-time assist maker in Marist history, 569 as we started today. 19-13, 8.5 left, favoring Marist here in our championship call. Dahlman wheeling on the block.
Dahlman has had a steady tournament. You mentioned early she was the MVP of the tournament last season.
She's got 4 right now for the Foxes.
Iona forced to look on the outside because they're packing it in the inside, not giving McLean a look at the basket.
Del Falco just ducked her head a little bit to try and get through the gap. She tracks it down to reset it. She had 10 assists in one game this year against Wagner. Cook. And Dahlman got sent down by McLean. The Gales have picked up 5 fouls here in the first 12 minutes and change. It's Dahlman on the block for his 4th point.
Or maybe you've been working for a while, seen some things, done some things, but nothing has prepared you for what's going to happen now. We're going to set goals for each of you. Way up here, way up here, and then we're going to help you exceed them. Believe it. And when finished, you're going to have not just a degree, you'll be a different person, a better person. Welcome to Iona.
Aspire, achieve. Iona. Call Iona College at 1-800-231-IONA.
Back here in Bridgeport is Brian Georges hydrating there. His team up 21-13. And once again, it'll be Marist basketball.
It started with a ceremonial tip, and you can see how excited Weber was. She went after it as if it was the tip that would set the tone for the game. And the second foul, she's doing the same thing. She just clears out Dahlman. And those are the kinds of things that Weber really has to really limit, because she won't see more than 11 minutes today if she plays a game like that.
And that tall lady with the blue shirt was Rebecca Lobo, who was here addressing the youth prior to the game. And that would have been a great spike in volleyball. Stat track, field goals, 3-goal difference favoring Marist. Points in the paint, dominated by the Foxes, and they need that to win today. Turnovers, 4-2 Foxes. Foxes the #1 turnover team in the nation as far as not committing turnovers, 11.8 in the regular season.
Iona going to the bench.
And they are needing the outside shot as Horvath on the line when she hit the 2-pointer.
You know, Marist started out a little slow. They were 1 for 5 in shooting, and since that time they're 7 for 11. So they've, whatever jitters they've had, they've found a way to calm.
And they've only taken a couple triple tries. Engel, another freshman for Dahlman, the junior.
And just as you say that, Dahlman hits a 3, and that is her 801st career point. Now remember, she's only played a couple seasons because she was a transfer.
7 today for Meg Dahlman, the transfer in from Holy Cross. So legally, she is a redshirt junior. She only played a bit at Holy Cross, came in and sat out her year of residence. In fact, she was named first team all-conference as a sophomore. This year, second team all-conference.
And she and Fitz together inside are just a duo that you have to contend with.
For people not familiar with the MAAC, Fifi Kamara was the player of the year last year for Marist, and everybody fretted about what would happen with Marist basketball. They had no idea that Rachel Fitz would come on and emerge and become actually the next Fifi Kamara. What a 3 by Del Falco.
And Del Falco's been doing that the whole tournament, taking the big shot when it was needed, getting her team over the hump. And at the St. Peter's game, she was the one that put the three-point shot on that really did St. Peter's in.
Here's Fitz. The block foul from behind on Anger. So Fitz had the quick first step off the block. That made Anger try to check her from behind.
You see it. She's got a nice step. Anger really is out of position. But, you know, Anger hit her the first time. The official didn't call it with the hip and only gets caught the second time, and that's her second foul. So now Coach Bozzella has two people, two of his big people. Anger, who's on the court, and, of course, Bieber, who we're just waiting to come back in with her second. So his big team is in a little bit of trouble.
Fitz has missed a couple at the free throw line here in the first half, but her team leads by 7. So far in the tournament, Iona shooting only 23% on threes. Anger tracked it. Ricketts got in there. And the pivot by Huber as they bring Huber off the bench because they're hurting for frontline people.
And Iona owned the boards the first time they played. So we said early on that one of the keys to the game was that Marist needed to step up and rebound a little bit better.
First foul on Del Falco.
Just a nice team effort. You see one up. You see another up. You see another up, and Julian Smith finally puts it away. But that's what they'll do. They have a good, big frontline presence.
Fitz 3 for 5 at the free throw line prior to that.
Well, Iona staying within striking distance with their best player on the bench with 2, and with Pettijohn sitting down and taking a little bit of a breather.
Fitz number 2 in the league this year in free throw accuracy, shooting 84%. So not only can she score down low, obviously she draws a lot of traffic and gets fouled quite often, and she's making those opportunities. Horvath dipped in on Vianney. Another clear by Fitz. Fitz in the ball game already with 6 rebounds. Foxes led earlier by 9, down to 7 now, their possession. Marist winning 26 ball games to date. Only losing 1 conference game this year. Offensive foul on Rachel Fitz.
Yeah, and Fitz did take that shoulder and just with a forearm push her away. Coach Georges doesn't like it, but it was a legit call, and you see inside, Anger is there, and she gives her the little shove. Now Bieber coming back into the game. Well, you know, if Anger picks up her third, they're in serious trouble. And now we have a situation where Marist is starting to feel the foul bug.
Del Falco out here on the elbow for McLean, Freeport, New York. Tony Bozzella said you just have to feel good for this young lady because she is brutally honest. Comes from a family of 12 children. Another 3-second violation as Bieber camped out.
Big numbers here. You've got Anger with 2 and Bieber with 2. Anger's gone to the bench with the 2 and Bieber's back in the game.
Nobody other than Flores has 2 for Marist, and Flores picked those up very early. Minter in there for the Foxes wearing number 1. Senior from Ossining, New York.
And Dahlman will challenge Bieber knowing that Bieber can't stop her without the risk of a foul.
Bieber got beat, but she came back to get the carom. Falco tugging on her shirt for the play call. Nearly 3.5 left here in the first half.
Both teams have played a lot of minutes in the first 2 games that they played. No one has had the luxury of an enormous lead.
Kresge on the steal. Hedden on the check.
Kresge heard footsteps.
Del Falco for the deep ball. Slapped out there by the Gales.
And George is giving the official an earful, thinking that Kresge had been fouled on the release.
27-20. Foxes lead it. Iona needs some 3 balls to go down, as they did early in the ball game. That one on the line, a 2-pointer, but Del Falco from deep.
I know most of you just graduated high school last year, or maybe you've been working for a while, seen some things, done some things, but nothing has prepared you for what's going to happen now. We're going to set goals for each of you, way up here, way up here, and then we're going to help you exceed them. Believe it. And when finished, you're going to have not just a degree, you'll be a different person, a better person. Welcome to Iona.
Aspire, achieve. Iona. Call Iona College.
Under 3 minutes left here in the first half. Bieber playing with the 2 personal fouls and limiting her time. She gets the ball back. What a seal on the glass that time by Vianney. Would not allow the Gale to get to the ball.
And right here, you know, Bieber took a chance because the official really could have called that little bump foul. So Dahlman's going to take it right to her in these next 2 minutes.
Kresge shadowed on D there by Del Falco. Leaving it for Dahlman with the soft jumper. Horvath outlets now for Del Falco. Heddens hit a couple triples, but did not pull the trigger on that one.
It may be time to take Bieber and sit her on this series with a little less than 2 now. You just can't have your big stud on the bench with 3 come halftime.
Minter releasing. That's Hedden for another rebound. Hedden, 6 rebounds a game in the regular season, number 2 to Bieber. Del Falco stepping inside. That was an intelligent shot. With the better look, just wouldn't go down. And they'll regroup.
Marist has not had a field goal in the last 6 minutes.
And Bieber turning on the baseline.
Nothing will fall for Bieber, and nice job. It may go against Marist. I believe that Anna McLean was held in the low block.
Bieber has been held to just 3 points in this one. Shot wouldn't go down. And sometimes she gets a little bit out of control as they take her out of the lineup now as we bring it back live to protect her with the 2 personal fouls. Fitz back in. She's playing with just the 1 foul. 11 points, 6 rebounds. Hasn't missed a shot from the field. Missed a couple times from the free throw line. She's been there 7 times already, making 5. New shot clock. Hedden tracked it down again.
Well, if they can score here and go down 4 or 5 at the half, hold them on the other end, and they have to think that they've had a successful half.
And Fitz stepped in. Before that, a walk on Del Falco. Now, Iona dominating their opponents in the paint the first 2 games of the tournament. 56-32, they outscored them. And that's their game plan, obviously, coming in. But then you get your star player who's well over 6 foot. Gets into foul problems. You got to get away from it a little bit.
And both teams have done a good job with turnovers. Just 6 each in the ball game.
Tango for the entry. And they call it on McLean. So Fitz will take 9 free throw attempts here in the first half, and she has 7 before these tosses. Second one on McLean.
So now we have 3 of the post players for Iona sharing 2 fouls each. Anger is sitting on the bench with 2. McLean is in the ball game with 2, and Bieber has 2.
The MAAC Rookie of the Year, Fitz, and also a second-team all-conference player. And a lot of people discuss that she should have been on the first team. Sometimes coaches are hesitant to take a freshman and put her up to the top.
Well, I always say that you never know the future of a player. You don't know what injury and what kind of a year they're having. If they're having a great year, give them the nod.
Yeah, take away the bias approach as far as what year they are at Del Falco. Also got hit on the play by Vianney, and they let him play on. Final 3 seconds of the half as Iona has cut it to a 5-point deficit. Vianney hit the tin, and the Gales in the strength of a 3-pointer late have got within 5. Rachel Fitz leading her team to the locker room with 12 points along with 6 boards. But Iona and their top player being plagued because of fouls and only hitting 1 of 8 field goal attempts. Well, they're lucky they're in it. 28-23. Laura Del Falco with the big 3 as time was winding down in the final 5 seconds to get her team down to a 5-point number. Laura Del Falco, she made 48 of those in the regular season. They'll need her in the second half. They throw it in to start the second half of our MAAC final here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Iona in the maroon and Marist in the white. The back cut there by Pettijohn. Regan Pettijohn playing with a bad wheel. She injured her ankle yesterday in the second half of the semifinal win against Loyola. Iced it down, elevated it, just like the doctor says. Able to play here today.
And we see Nikki Flores back on the court starting the second half. She played just 6 minutes. And not only is that difficult for the team in terms of its substitution team, but it means that Kresge and Vianney have to be on the court for more minutes because the rotation changes. Vianney played all 20 minutes and Kresge played 19 in the first half. We'll have to see in the second half if he rests them a little bit or lets them go the distance.
Both teams playing their 3rd game in 3 days. Vianney for the long one. Vianney having a major problem with her outside shot all season long, shooting 29.5%. And just 1 of 9 now in the tournament on threes.
And Iona with a costly turnover there. Trying to force that ball inside low.
Flores out there with Vianney and Dahlman, Fitz, and Kresge. And Fitz for an easy one. Weber got caught on her backside.
And Weber can't try to make up for a mistake because it's when you try to make up for a mistake on defense that you end up following it. She's not in a position. If she can play 2 and keep it in the situation where she's not in foul trouble down the stretch, she could do some damage.
Here's Weber for her turn and a block by Dahlman. Vianney could not hold it in bounds. There's a good shot blocking team on that front line. Weber frustrated with the personal fouls and not a lot of playing time and just 3 points in the first half. 10 minutes of action in the first 20. Pettijohn for the hand, not ahead. She hit a couple long balls in that first half. Another reset. Weber surprised. And the Gales get the bounce with the basketball.
Well, I know the team wants to dump it inside on every possession, but what happens sometimes is everybody else just watches. And you can't watch your teammates play basketball.
And Weber drawing the foul from Fitz. Out in front of the Gale bench.
And Fitz just can't believe that one. She thought she just got all ball in it.
You be the judge.
Finally, they get it inside, and this is a gimme for Weber. She just doesn't use the glass with it.
Weber just 1 of 2 at the free throw line in that first half. Let's take a look at our first half stats brought to you by FYE for your entertainment, music, movies, games, and more. 3 ball kept Iona in the ball game. Hit down 4 of 7. And the free throws is taking a lot more, obviously. Star Watch update favoring Fitz of Marist, but another reset. Once again off the missed free throw.
Well, Iona's doing a great job on the boards. They're getting all the loose balls. They're going after it. And Weber finally gets it soft off the glass. We have ourselves a 2-point ball game team.
The first game back from the Achilles injury and the surgery was December the 8th against Benicia. She played most of the games in MAAC competition, also bothered by a couple ankle sprains. It's bad you get one, but when you get one on each ankle, she's been hobbled because of that.
And she's just been such a great addition to the Iona program. She's taken them to the promised land.
Flores. They scrap for it down low.
Coach Shore just wanting a foul call.
And he got it.
And he got it because he felt that it was a grab.
They call it on Horvath, her first of the ball game.
Nice hand. She grabs. She holds on. She goes up soft. And Fitz got underneath her. And she's lucky she didn't get called on a little bit of a foul there.
Weaver showing her strength. Dahlman going up from the other side. Set play.
Well, Dahlman's going to work on Pettijohn because Pettijohn lateral quickness is gone today with that air cast.
Calling the play late. Pettijohn. Flores would dig it out. Nikki Flores, 5'4" junior, Montvale, New Jersey. Became a starter early into the season. Fitz draws the two-shot foul.
So the Iona players really have to make certain that in frustration they don't take bad shots. Now I know Pettijohn has been slowed down today, but she has to take a breath and realize that her contribution might not be on the offensive end. It might be on the defensive end. It might be keeping the basketball alive. And you can see that air cast, it's a splint, it's a blow up that keeps you from moving side to side, so she doesn't have a whole lot of lateral quickness. And we can see the change coming. McLean's going in for Pettijohn.
They've had to resort to fouls against Fitz. She's only 6 for 10 at the free throw line as McLean is in there.
She hasn't had a great day at the line today.
Wow. That one hit all corners and foul.
Well, you wonder about her fatigue level as a freshman. This is the first time in her entire life of basketball that it's gone 2 months longer than any season has gone. And she's played 3 games where she's played a lot of minutes.
Emotionally, I think obviously she's handling the stage very well, but you're right, she may have hit the wall a little bit. Slipped down there by Viana, freed up Del Falco. Lauren Del Falco.
And the guys that usually shut down these types of plays of Marist are letting a lot happen in guard exchange.
See, the penetration's been strong for the Gales. Kresge. Viana handled a hard pass. Dahlman with McLean on her back.
Dahlman, the steady Eddie of inside play.
Double digits for Meg Dahlman with 11. She and Fitz, the twin tandem, have been there all year long for Marist, winning 26 of their 31 games.
They have 26 of the 35 Marist points today, so not getting a lot in guard play, but they're getting a whole lot in the 2 people that play inside.
Bieber just dislodged Dahlman, then missed the cupcake. And the block by Dahlman as they tussle, and then the foul.
And Dahlman's going to get a call. What a nice job McLean did on those boards, didn't she? I mean, Bieber misses the bunny. McLean goes in, tries to power it up, and gets up. And that's, again, the 3rd rebound in possession. I mean, Iona's doing it on the boards, Dean. They've done it all year on the boards. You see it here. Martina goes, doesn't really know where she is. It's a miss. McLean goes. McLean goes again. She grabs, is going to finish and get to the line.
It's a college in the city.
A college in the country.
It's big.
It's small.
It's modern.
Traditional.
It's Frisbee on the quad.
It's big-time basketball at the Garden.
It's the best of all worlds.
Manhattan College.
A world-class faculty and student body on a beautiful, quiet campus.
Minutes from the center of everything.
So come be a part of it. Manhattan College.
The best of all worlds.
And we're back here in Bridgeport. Marist leading 35-30. A nice spurt by Iona. Got them back within 2, and they've done it with great inside play.
Well, they're just attacking the glass on the offensive end. Anna McLean has done a terrific job. She's a big body, but she is active on the glass. You know, Martina makes the cut. She sort of displaces Dahlman. She goes up, she misses. McLean comes in, keeps it alive. Now, Marist doesn't have position and is lucky they didn't pick up a foul, but Anna McLean has 4 rebounds today. Last time they met, you see the difference on the glass. Today, the same thing's happening. You can't give this team too many more shots on the inside.
Gales are number 1 in the MAAC in rebound margin, outdistancing themselves from the opponent by 5 a game. And Anna McLean was just a horrific free throw shooter coming into this tournament, and since that time, she's made 80% of her free throws, 40% in the regular season, and she's been golden here in this tournament.
Well, she's had a great tournament. Yesterday, she stepped up and just played big for them.
Talk about playing big. Dahlman on the turn with 13 in the ball game.
Well, Dahlman has picked it up in this half. She's just dominating inside. She's been there before. She knows what this feels like. Fitz has gone to the bench. Well-deserved rest. She's worked hard. She has 15 points.
Bieber dislodging another defender. Not an intelligent low post move because she felt the defender on her back.
Well, you know, it's her third foul, and with 14 minutes left, he has to make a decision. Does he take her out for a 4-minute stretch and play her for the last 10?
So it happens at the 14:37 mark, her third personal foul on a player control call. Kresge free and venture to the basket. And Bieber in the vicinity.
You know, Bieber just should have stepped away. She picks up her 4th foul. What a costly foul. You know, Dahlman had 15 points in the championship game last year, so she's a big timer. She steps up.
A concerned Anthony Bozell as we look over at the far sideline. Kresge knew exactly what she was doing. And Kresge will take 2 free throws. 2 fouls in a matter of 9 seconds against the star player, the MAAC, and the top point scorer.
Well, I have to think that Coach Bozell was thinking over when he would take her out. But right after that 3rd foul, then she really should have gone to the bench, knowing that she's not savvy about when she steps in to take charges. She's not savvy about when she ends up trying to stop a player on a drive.
Now, he could have stopped the clock. Obviously, he got a new player in there. But, again, it was an offensive player control foul. He didn't get anybody up to the bench to get him in there. And it did happen rather quickly. Heading out there for Anger. Now, the way they've answered when, obviously, Bieber was on the bench in the first half, they hit the outside ball. They knocked down 4 triples.
Well, Hedden has to step up now. Horvath has to step up. McLean has to just, you know, all you want to do is hold him down a little bit. Remember, we've got Fitz on the bench getting some valuable rest time.
Colasar out there, the designated 3-point destroyer. Brian George just talks about her with Smerdell, Kresge, Flores, and Dahlman.
Kresge played all of the 19 minutes in the first half. Piani played 20.
Saved by Kresge, 2 on the shot clock and a walk. You want to talk about a seasoned player. Her 4th straight appearance in the MAAC championship game. She's been a part of this tremendous surge by Marist basketball.
Well, Marist has turned itself into a program that everyone wants to emulate. They do it right. They win ball games. Their kids are wonderful representatives of Marist and what it means to be a Marist athlete. It's a program, a complete program.
But a great turnaround for the Gales. Just 2 short years ago, the foul on Kresge. They were 6-22, and last year they turned it around to a 17-12 winning record. First winning season in 24 years.
Well, hats off to both programs, Dean. They've done what you need to do. You recruit hard and you teach the game.
And you talked about it yesterday. It's like somebody took the apple barrel and turned it over. It used to be Siena. It used to be St. Peter's, Manhattan, early 2000s.
And Fairfield, they just owned the league for years. And the bottom of the pile were the 2 teams that we're seeing now in championship play.
Long one from Flores. The Gales of Iona coming into this tournament having won only 6 total tournament games. And they've done that a couple times in this one. So 4 wins before today. Under 13 minutes left here in our championship call. Horvath will hoist. Joanne Smith, she tracked it down. Offensive foul. And a smiling Meg Dahlman picked it up.
And Smith really should have taken the ball and kicked it back out. That's Smith's 2nd foul. You see it here, lots of pushing underneath. And Smith's in a position that she has to take it up against the bigger players. She doesn't want to do that. She's better off. Dahlman's not going to give you, even if you get the shot off, she's going to get a piece of it, get it back on the outside.
Not real sure that Dahlman was set on that. In any event, they pick up the call. 12:42 left. We've played just over 7 minutes and now 18 seconds here into the second half. Marist in the lead. MAAC fans get in the game. Play the MAAC Text to Win Trivia Challenge powered by Verizon Wireless. Just text the word MAAC to 2244 from your Verizon Wireless phone for your chance to win cool prizes only from Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you. Thank you so much for joining us from here in Bridgeport. Dean Darling and Cecilia DeMarco on the championship call of the MAAC. Marist the number 1 seed. Iona the number 2 seed. Marist led at halftime by 5. Gales made an early run into the second half, got it down to 2, and again now the Foxes expand to a 6-point lead. Flores on the block for Fitz. Good presence on defense by Anger that time, and Kresge on a check from behind.
Yeah, Kresge will get called for that. Now that's Kresge's 4th foul. So we have a situation now. Do you take your point guard out? Nicky Flores didn't play a whole lot of minutes. Fiani played 20 minutes of the first half. And your leader, who's brought you to the promised land, is sitting down, and he's got to keep her down for the next 4 or 5 minutes because he can't win a ball game without her down the stretch. So
2 of the top players in the MAAC right now are by their coaches on the bench with 4 fouls each, Weber and Kresge. Tiara Hedden. Now it's a 38-34 Marist lead. Tiara Hedden named 2nd team all-conference this past week. Weber, of course, the MAAC player of the year. And Tony Horvath, number 10 out there, 3rd team all-conference. There's Iona getting their just due in the postseason balloting. Colasar saving for Fitz. And Anger has come in and done a good job on the glass.
You know, Del Falco's been on the bench for quite some time. So you have all kinds of scenarios playing out in this stretch.
Anger shooting 33% on threes so far this year, Miss Taplin. Viani off the cut.
That was a great cut. Flores found her as she snuck back door there.
Flores, bothered by foul problems herself early into the ball game, sat her down most of the first half. One of the starters here today in the backcourt. Hedden from deep.
Hedden is on fire. She needs to touch that ball more often because when she does, good things happen.
Put some pressure off the ball. Fitz controls it. Hedden's number 3 for 3 on threes. That one glances off. Smith out there with Horvath, Anger, Hedden, and McLean on the floor. Gales of Iona, 20 up, 11 down. Couple wins here against St. Peter's and Loyola. Both very tight games. With Horvath on the ball fake. Using the window.
And this is closest they've been for quite some time. It's a 1-point ball game.
5-0 run gets them back in within 1.
And Marist having to work against a full court press, knowing well it's a great time to employ it because Kresge's going to the bench with 4 fouls.
Just saw an enthused Iona bench. Brian Georges had a call for the timeout. The press has rattled them a little bit. They've given up a couple key baskets on the inside, and now you look up, still with 10 minutes of the second left in this one, is dribble penetration again by Horvath using the window.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm impressed with how well the guards have played for Iona. They haven't turned the ball over in the backcourt. They've shot very well. Hedden has taken big shots and made big shots. In that stretch when Kresge sat down, the Iona defense ratcheted it up a notch. And remember that Flores has been sitting on the bench for the last 10 minutes or so. Now you had that stat, and you take a look and you say, wow. You know, we knew this was going to be a great game, Dean. It is. It's a 1-point ball game with 10 to play. Role players have been asked to step up, and they've done the job for Iona. Now those same players from Marist are going to be asked to do the job with Kresge on the bench.
Tony Pozzella came over from LIU, and he coached in 2 championship games in the NAC. He won one, and he lost another. As Flores misses on that one, and Marist has gone stone cold here in the second half. They match up well that time defensively. Engel jumps out on Hedden. Engel again watching on Hedden. It's Horvath. And over the back on Hedden.
But Hedden has to look to shoot. She has to look for a shot a little bit more. It's just her first foul. She's a great athlete. She goes after the boards. She does everything coaches want to do. I think she has to take more than 7 shots at this point in the ballgame. She has 11 points.
9:32 left here in the second half. Regulation time. Marist holding on by 1.
Every choice really does make a difference. In you. in how you see the world, in where you'll go and what you'll do, in the people you'll touch, in the lives you'll change, including yours. Niagara University. Education that makes a difference.
Some of the Marist contingent here trying to support their team, and Marist was out in front and a comfortable lead during the first half. 9 at one point. It got knocked down to 5 as we went to the break, and turnovers a problem in their last meeting. The Marist won in New Rochelle by 8. Today it's a different story.
Today they're all matched up. They're not tossing the ball away. They're not giving away any easy points. We have got ourselves a 1-point ball game.
Another rebound for Tiara Hedden. Off the penetration.
I think she is just one heck of a player.
Iona takes its first lead in a very long time. They led initially in the ball game. And they're closing in at 9 minutes remaining. And with Kresge on the bench, the dribble penetration by the guards has been outstanding.
Well, Kresge is the floor general, and Nikki Flores has struggled a little bit, and it shows.
Flores bothered by turnovers here in the tournament, and that's a near throwaway. Tie it up. Marist will get it back on the arrow.
4 people hitting the floor. Everybody wants the ball.
Tony Pizzella says, look, guys, you only have to play defense for 1 second on the shot clock. 1 second remaining on the shot clock.
Time for a touch and a shot, but that's about it.
Did they beat it? Oh, they did. That's a long second, too.
It's a long second. But it could be 1.9, and this is what you have to remember.
Fair point. Marist reclaims a 1-point lead. Hedden from the side. Oh, she's the difference maker here in the second half.
Well, she's on fire in this second half.
She hasn't missed a long shot. She's 3 of 3 on threes. That was a 2-pointer, but back inside. Marist continues to pound it to Dolman and Fitz.
And with 8 minutes, I would imagine that in the next minute or two, we're going to see Kresge come back into the ball game. You see the rebounds, you see the points that are coming off those rebounds, but Fitz 17 points and 8 rebounds. What a ball game she's having.
And Fitz and Dolman, they collectively scored 32 points in the ball game. Fitz on the overplay. So Fitz coming up with a big defensive play.
And Del Falco will come back into the game for Joe Smith, who's done a nice job in the playing time that she's had.
Here's Engel. Straight look at the basket. So the freshman with a big shot. Brittany Engel. She's out of Easton, Massachusetts. Played in 28 games this year, averaging 12 minutes. Smith with Hedden. Down low, they will go to Pettijohn. Nice use of the left hand.
It's all about defense now. Who's going to get the big stop when it counts?
Fitz. And off of Dolman.
And Marist doesn't like that call, and nobody in red in the fans likes that call. What a game Tiara Hedden's having today. She is unstoppable. Her numbers are just unbelievable. She has 15 points and 6 of 9 from the floor.
Success comes true.
St. Peter's College, success is a team effort. St. Peter's College, education one student at a time.
Back here in Bridgeport, Marist holding on by 146-45. Iona actually grabbed a lead just minutes ago for the first time since the 12.5-minute mark when they went up by 1. Marist then came back with a key bucket and again lead it by the 1 digit with 6:32 remaining. Tony Bozella talking with one of his assistants. First time they have been in the big game in 26 years of MAAC competition. For Marist, their 4th consecutive trip to the final game. The winner headed to the NCAA tournament.
And how much longer do you keep Kresge on the bench, Dan?
Picking up her 4th personal foul minutes ago. And the guards of Iona have been dribbling inside and scoring, and Hedden has been the lead character. As you see the second chance points there. 8-6 favoring the Gales. This is Horvath, tough shot. And Hedden rearranging the neck that time of Julianne Vianney.
And Vianney, the call looks as if it's going against Marist, and Coach Georges is up and just hollering about it.
And he's down at the far end trying to get the attention of the officials, and that's an interesting call. They were both going obviously for the loose ball, but it appeared that Hedden is the one that precipitated the action. And here is a 3-second call. They've had a few of those today.
Yeah, you know, it's both coaches aren't happy, but overall, it's been a well-officiated game day.
George just said, I needed that call back.
And Weber coming back into the game. I would imagine we see Kresge back up here real soon.
Storyline is Kresge, the defensive specialist of Marist, been on the bench with the fouls. Weber, the top player of the MAAC this year, and their score has been on the bench by Tony Bozella for several minutes. She picked up 2 fouls in 9 seconds. Feed for Fitz, reach in, Horvath, and she's somewhat incredulous.
Well, we've never seen a player put their hand up and say, thank you very much, you were correct. So now Fitz is going to the line. You see it here. Nice dish off of Vianney. It doesn't look like there's a lot of contact there, but she may have caught her wrist as she went up.
So the problem today for Fitz, and there hasn't been a lot of problems, 7 of 11 at the free throw line. They get 8 of 12 now. That's 67%. McLean's out. Here comes Weber in at the 5:32 mark.
And what a job McLean has done during this tournament. She's come in at 2 big games, given it everything she's had, and gave her team some great minutes.
So Weber sits down for a 9-minute period. Now she's back in with 5.5 minutes left. Marist leads by a full possession. It's now 9 of 13 at the free throw line, the leading scorer in the ball game. Pettijohn for the push-up.
All eyes are on Martina, and you cannot forget Pettijohn, who has the ability to hit from that foul line.
Vianney out there, along with Engel, Flores, Fitz, as well as Dahlman.
Vianney not even looking at the basket on the outside.
It's up now to Vianney and Flores to take over the point guard duties. Knocked around, alternate possession. Will give it back to the Gales as they unpile.
And how long do you keep Kresge on the bench? I mean, Kresge's now been sitting since the 10-minute mark. You see Vianney giving up the baseline. And a great move there by Hedden. Get her hands in, and Horvath just goes down to the ground. And here she comes, the defensive specialist. So we'll see a whole different ball game when she's at the point.
Next stoppage in play, she'll be allowed in. And a hook called on Vianney.
Vianney's going to pick up a foul there on the grab.
She was complaining that Pettijohn got her with a hip on a screen, but to no avail. And here comes Kresge back in at the 4:39 mark, and Engel, the freshman who gave him some key minutes, checks out. Hotly contested ball game here in Bridgeport. It's a 1-point Marist lead. The Gales have lost 13 consecutive to the Red Foxes of Marist College.
And Marist, the guards have got to do some outside shooting and knock them down because the inside pressure, they're doubling on Dahlman, and Fitz is having a tough time getting the basketball.
Here's Hedden with the air ball. He hasn't missed many times today. Now how the Foxes come up with it. Tony Pizzella walking in front of his bench. He thought that was a key opportunity right there. The cut by Viati. She lives very close to the Marist campus, and she made a nifty move that time.
Well, and even with the guard play being what it's been and not getting a lot of points, she has 8 points here. They're still, remember, Marist is still leading in this ball game.
The kick by Kresge, and she hurt a leg. She had a calf problem in the season finale against Fairfield last week, and she went down awkwardly as she was trying to defend the play.
Well, no one will walk towards her, and
one of the leaders on the court. She's not going to show the pain she's enduring. Her team leads by 3.
This is Siena, a college that builds competence and character, where you're part of a team, a place of academic rigor that builds leaders, offering opportunity and values that prepare you for change, leadership, and life. The tradition, the community of Siena, educating for success, one student at a time.
They call it championship minutes. 3:54 left, regulation time. Marist 50, Iona 47. Inbound for the Gales. And Horvath waiting for somebody to cut. Timeout from the Pizzella bench to avoid the 5-second call.
That's a good call. You don't want to give it away.
As the Gales get it from the bench, Brian Georges obviously talking with his team. MAAC basketball fans, you can win great prizes in the MAAC Pathmark Slam Dunk program at your local Pathmark store. Now through March 9th, when you use your Pathmark Advantage card to buy the select flavors of Capri Sun Base 10 packs or Capri Sun Roaring Waters. Select Kool-Aid Jammer 10 packs or select Nabisco single serve tray packs. You're entered to win a Pathmark gift card and a round trip ticket on JetBlue Airways or a gift card from FYE. For more information, visit your local Pathmark store or log on to www.macsports.com. We're here in Bridgeport with a reset. Well, Marist up by 3. Team fouls very close as well. Timeouts. Iona with a couple. Marist with 3. And the air ball a couple times here in the second half really hurting the Gales.
Well, you know, if you look at the stats, Iona's out-rebounded Marist huge margin. They've taken 9 more shots, and Marist is still hanging around and doing the job. And they're doing it because they play such great defense. That's 15 more opportunities to get the ball, and they haven't taken advantage of it.
The most key about that, 17 of their 39 rebounds are on the offensive end. They've had several stickbacks. Shot clock at 2 seconds, and Kresge will miss it. Forced to shoot, and the two teams exchange air balls.
And now, Dean, with 3 minutes left in the game, it's all about mistakes. You see with 3 seconds, Nikki Flores cannot get the shot up. Kresge not known as a good outside shooter. She has to hoist it and hope she hits rim.
Good defense play by Hedden.
Absolutely.
Horvath out there with Weber, Hedden, Pettijohn, Del Falco. Nice lead for the Gales with 8:24 remaining when they were up by 1. Pettijohn set, shoots, and puts it home.
And Pettijohn's getting that little opening here. Now, Iona has to be careful, you know, about its timeouts right now, because you still have a whole lot of time, and you have a team that hasn't been in this position before.
Viati got caught on the switch out that time.
Pettijohn, since Martina has come in, has had the last 6 points. Lots of attention being given on the inside, and everyone's forgetting about where Pettijohn is up at that high post area.
A lot of people didn't believe Reagan Pettijohn would lace him up today. Bothered by an ankle sprain suffered in the second half of yesterday's semifinal win against Loyola. Even her coach thought when he got to the arena she wouldn't play, but she talked to him before the game and said, I need to go today. And the other key player today. Tiara Hedden bothered by a virus that has not obviously plagued her shooting so far in the ball game.
She's played a great ball game.
Kresge lines out with Biani, Flores, Fitz, and Dahlman for the Foxes. And then a double high post. Flores leaves it for Fitz. 1 point game. Gales have the ball with under 2:20 left. Kresge playing with 4 personal fouls. Likewise, Bieber, who's setting up in the post, she's got 4. She makes the turn. Dahlman with the block. And finally, she put it home.
Did a nice job not putting the ball down, because if she had, Biani would have stripped it from her.
Dahlman gets the block on the first one. The putback was key. 3 of 13 from the field. Bieber sits out 9 minutes here in the second half and then gets a key bucket for the Gales. Dahlman, the spin over Pettijohn.
Dahlman won't say die. She's come up so big in clutch situations.
1 point lead for the Foxes in 90 seconds left. Dahlman's been stellar today, and now they got to settle in on the defensive end. Pettijohn's been real key as well.
And they're looking into that high-low game.
Del Falco for the runner. 2-shot foul.
Del Falco's been quiet in this half. That's just her first shot in the second half. She sat out. She makes a good run here. You see Dahlman, boy. That nice little right-hand floater found its way.
It's like a half hook she brings around.
And she does a good job of it.
Del Falco has tied the ball game. First free throw, 72% on the year. And the Gales lead again. Brian Georges in search of another MAAC championship, looking for his third one during his tenure. 8 lead changes 4 times. We're at the mid-barn. Iona will save. And she'll draw the foul.
And Pettijohn is going to get called for it. Now all these foul shots are just so big as you go. You see Dahlman and Pettijohn going after it. A lob pass. Martina was behind it, couldn't pick it up. Biani wisely puts it back down and brings herself to the basket.
Biani on the year made 76% of her attempts. Marist, the #1 free throw shooting team in the league, but that's a key miss. And today their numbers not all that strong, 12 of 18. We're deadlocked at 52 with 52.7 left.
And now it's just a game of headsy, good basketball without self-destruction. No mistakes. You just don't want to give it away on either end.
Gales 1 timeout left. Held ball will go to the Gales. Will rather go to Marist. Biani avoids the screen. Del Falco right to the tin.
She had a great look at the basket.
Shot clock's turned off. They can play it down to 1. The arena comes to its feet. Marist will exercise the timeout.
You could not write a better script to end this game. We have Iona with 1 timeout, Marist with 2 times, with 21 seconds. The clock is off. It's all Marist. This is a huge miss. Del Falco, it looks like a little bit of a travel because she fakes a pass, gets away with it. Dahlman came up with a big rebound.
Marist ball. Our reset. Tied up at 53. Fouls. Iona with the 8. Marist with 7. Timeouts remaining. A very key number. If there is a held ball, Marist will get it back.
Well, you have to know that the players that you'd like to touch the ball in this situation are Fitz and Dahlman, because they've done it inside all day long. Look for a dribble penetration, dish-off kind of play. But I'm sure that Coach Georges, that these kids have worked on the last minute of play, down by 1, tied, up by 1. So it could come right out of a set play situation.
Again, the two teams huddled around their coaching staff. And the cheerleaders have been active throughout the day. The Marist band has been here in attendance for the men's and women's games. And a tremendous environment here in Bridgeport in early March. Marist has not played a close game this year. In fact, their closest game was an overtime loss to Villanova at Villanova when they lost 69-64. The officials letting them play. Seal, you mentioned maybe a travel that time by Del Falco, maybe a foul against Marist, but they're holding the whistle right now.
I think they're going to be very certain about any call they make.
They'll keep it in the hands of Kresge for the time being. Fox's game to win.
You have Anna McClain, interestingly enough, back in the ball game against Dahlman.
Flores on the curl. Big rebound for McClain. And they will get a timeout with 0.8 of a second remaining.
You know, when they had the rebound, they had 2 seconds left on the clock. That's bang, timeout right away, because now you have a chance for a full court baseball pass.
Nikki Flores, the foul line jumper off to the left, and McClain had great presence on the defensive glass.
She sure did. Nikki's looking inside, hoping there was a switch, nothing. Right here, you have 4 seconds. Bang, timeout. You wasted 2 there on the way down. And with 4 seconds, you have a chance to set up a pretty good shot. Right here, bang, timeout. 4.5 on the clock.
Got to know the game conditions, obviously. And with 0.8 of a second, that would be amazing to try and get the full-length pass up the court, get a tip in.
Well, now it's desperation. With 4.4 on the clock, if you get the ball on the pass to the half court, you still have 2 dribbles with a chance to shoot the basketball. And anything can happen. With 0.8, it's a touch and a throw.
Well, the other thing is, if you're Marist, you can't foul, obviously, and they're going to run probably a play to try and get him into a false sense of security.
But, you know, credit Anna McClain, and I don't want to sound critical of her. She's a substitute that comes in. Nikki Flores struggled today. Substitute that comes in and really keeps Marist, keeps Iona in the game and Marist off the glass. She did a great job in the minutes that she played.
Just last year, Flores named to the MAAC All-Tournament team in the postseason.
Now, getting the ball over Fitz's arms are going to be a big... Now, they're just going to hold it and go into OT.
Yep. They eat the basketball and send it to the extra 5-minute period. In overtime this year, Gale's playing 1 game as they beat Siena in a double overtime game. And as I said earlier, Marist really hasn't played any close games. No overtime sessions for them. 53-53 in regulation. We'll be back with the extra period when we come back to Bridgeport after this on the MAAC Television Network. Gales of Iona have tied the ball game in regulation with the defending champs of the MAAC, the Marist Red Foxes, at 53-53. Overtime records, as I mentioned, double overtime win for Iona against Siena. Marist did lose the game to Villanova early in the non-conference part of their schedule by 5 at Villanova.
You have 2 key players in the game. You have Kresge, who has 4 fouls. She's a point guard, and you have Weber, who has 4 fouls, and she's the player of the year. So fouls could make a big difference in this ball game.
Weber will be jumping up against Fitz. Again, Iona in the maroon, Marist in the white. Number 1 seed Marist against number 2 seeded the Gales of Iona. The Marist will get first opportunity in the extra period. Kresge out there with Dahlman, Gianni, Flores, and Fitz. Fitz had a strong first half, an okay second half. Dahlman for the foul, winging it up.
Dahlman has stepped up big time. That's her 19th point of the ball game. She's played 33 minutes, and now it's overtime. Her experience is showing, isn't it, though? You can see.
Rinda, Dahlman for the rebound as Horvath misfires. They've missed a couple inside layups.
A couple of bunnies that are all theirs.
Kresge takes some time off the clock as they bring out Fitz high. Maris's two post players have combined for 38 points in the ballgame. Dahlman again with an underhand move. Weber for the clear.
Well, Dahlman's just saying, hey, give me the ball. I'm going to do it. And she stepped up big. She's been in this position before.
Maris guards have not been able to score here in the latter part of regulation. Long pass for Del Falco. Weber put some extra mustard on that one. Key turnover here on the Gales with 3:31 left in overtime. She tried to save valiantly that time.
It's a tough pass to go across court like that. She's lucky it wasn't picked off.
Kresge with a ponytail waving in the wind. All-time assist maker at Marist. Dahlman. Pettijohn came over defensively.
And credit the defense of the inside player of Pettijohn because she's forced Dahlman to take a couple of bad shots.
Dahlman has the only 2 points here in the extra time, and we hit the 3-minute mark of overtime. Winner goes to the NCAA tournament. Pettijohn steps up, 2-pointer. Officials confirm off the Gales. Bozzella was trying to work that call.
Well, they've gone down now and come up empty on 2 occasions. Dahlman's tried to force it up and got nothing, and this is a possession that could really separate them in the OT.
2-point swing right now, you're right.
Now Fitz in overtime hasn't touched it.
Flores has not made a shot from the floor. He tried to win the game with a couple seconds left. Vianney tees it up. Oh my! Vianney had hit 1 3-pointer in the tournament before that one.
What a time to change your fortunes.
58-53, the Foxes. Down in the box, Weber got bumped. Fitz came over with Dahlman. And Weber to the free throw line.
What a three. Flores tries to penetrate. Just the backflip. Vianney, shades of old, just knocks it down.
Shot 40% last year as a freshman, 29.5% in the regular season this year. Anna McClain will come in. Pettijohn will exit. Made free throw by Weber. Weber during the season only made 64% of her tosses. Sweet stroke on those two. 1 possession game once again.
And a big stop for Iona with 2 minutes left in the ball game.
Weber with a double-double, and most of the time she's been on the bench in this one with foul problems. Marist timeout from their bench.
Coach Georges is going to call some kind of a set play here. Doesn't like what he sees because the bigger people are standing around in the low block and there's not a lot of movement on the perimeter.
Well, we talked about the guards needing to step up. They didn't get anything from their guards earlier, but Julianne Vianney hits a straight-on 3. Kind of a set shot that she uses.
She does. It looked like a push shot, actually. You know, but it was a big 3, and it was one that wasn't part of what they had planned because Flores was the penetration and dish off to the big people. She'd seen it, and you know what? Vianney, although she's not shot well from the outside, has done it with drives to the basket and slashes as she goes through.
12 points today for Julianne. That student section has been animated throughout the day from the Gales of Iona. We are into the championship game of the MAAC final, the Marist ball, when we come back to play. Laura's out there with Fitz, Kresge, Dahlman, and Vianney. Vianney actually went to Rhode Island and then decided to transfer back to the Poughkeepsie area where she lives to Marist, and Marist is happy about that, obviously.
And he had McClain back in the ball game defending Dahlman.
The toss for Kresge. Fitz got around that time. Dahlman looking for a pickout. Dahlman's got 4 here in overtime.
It's been all Dahlman down the stretch.
back to a 5-point lead. 90 seconds left in overtime. Semifinals last year went down to a 1-point decision with Marist winning it. Slapped out there by the hustling Julianne Viani.
They have just 8 seconds now on the clock. Pettijohn back in for McLean.
Horvath to inbound. A lot of time. Bieber at a Bitburg, Germany for the wheel inside. Big bucket. They're trying to stay within that one possession lead of Marist.
It's coming down to the last shot again.
Or a defensive stand, yes. Lots of time will come off on this possession. Flores, her third MAAC championship appearance. 5 on the shot clock. Flores from straight on. 2-pointer.
And a big smile on Coach Georges' face because when he needed to, the guards just stepped it up.
Marist thirsting for their guards to come out and play strong in overtime, and they're getting it. Rejection, Dahlman. Outlet, Viani. Wisely will pull it out. Gales are going to have to foul.
How big have two of the guards that were silent in most of the game come up when it counted?
Look at Brian Georges talking to his team, yelling to his team. Obviously, he wants them in the defensive set after the free throws are taken.
And how big was Dahlman coming down this end with the block? I mean, everything that you need people to do were done by two guards, and Dahlman fits inside.
It's a one-on-one situation. Live ball. Hedden on the elbow. Our third air ball of the ball game. Bozello was looking for a deflection call against Marist. And substitution coming in now. Colasar will come in. It will be Marist basketball. Ricketts will enter for the Gales with 10.3 left. And Marist basically has got to get the ball inbounds.
And they've got a team that's going to foul immediately if they do get the ball in bounds and Iona's not able to come up with a steal.
It'll be a double bonus situation for Marist. If the foul happens, and it does.
Flores is a good foul shooter on the year. She shoots 81%. All day long, overtime, Viani just bangs one home. And Flores just huge. And Flores finds herself at the foul line now, really able to put away the Gales.
Flores missed her first 9 shots. Hits the biggest of the ball game. 1 of 10 from the field. But she's been here before, and she knows how to play in these games.
And, you know, when it counted, the guards that have been to the dance before stepped up and did the job. Dahlman comes up big. Been here before, last year's MVP. Nikki Flores, Viani. And Marist is going to find its way back to the big dance.
The dip in there. Marist secures the board, and justly enough, the senior and captain of the team, Elisa Kresge, dribbles out the clock. The Foxes have won a MAAC championship for the 3rd time in 4 years. And the celebration has begun at center court. Meg Dahlman came up big in overtime with a couple low block moves and a big defensive rejection. Viani hit the big 3, and Flores with a 2-pointer that kind of put the game away. Our Pepsi player of the game, Meg Dahlman. Pepsi more happy. The numbers by Dahlman, 21 points. Hitting over 50% from the field to go along with all those rebounds. Marist 64, Iona 57. As Meg Dahlman was named the MAAC Postseason Player of the Year just a year ago. They put it into her hands quite often in that overtime period. As you see, Julie Byron with the MAAC talking with Tony Bozzella. Obviously, he's upset. Therefore, Iona Martina Bieber. She didn't get a lot of playing time. She did hit a couple of key buckets down the stretch, but it wasn't enough. And again, the veteran club of Marist wins game number 27 on the season. Iona ends up at 20-12.
Well, you know, Iona had a great chance to win it in regulation. They missed the chance. They gave Marist a chance in overtime. You can't give Marist 2 chances to win a game. It happened. Marist did it all.
Well, we got our money's worth here today. The game went the extra 5-minute period. As the Foxes were tied at 53-53 as we head into the extra session. Big plays by big people. And they win for the 3rd time in 4 years the MAAC championship. So for Cecilia DeMarco and our entire MAAC television crew, I'm Dean Darling saying thanks for joining us over the last few days. It's been a lot of fun. Final score in overtime, Marist 64, Iona 57.